Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. I'm excited to help you get ready to ace your exam. Today, we'll focus on mastering the structure for IELTS Writing Task 2. The title of our presentation is Get Ready to Ace Your Exam, with a special emphasis on master the structure. I'll be guiding you through some key strategies and tips to improve your writing skills. So, let's dive in and make sure you're fully prepared to succeed. Now, moving on to slide 2, which covers the summary and final thought. Here, we'll focus on drawing everything together with a clear conclusion. As we wrap up, I want to emphasize the importance of supporting your second point in the body of your presentation. Remember, supporting details are what strengthen your arguments and make your message more convincing. Next, we see the support for your first point in body 1, which is essential for establishing your foundation. These elements help clarify your initial ideas and set the stage for the rest of your presentation. Finally, everything ties back to the introduction, where we started with the magic 4-paragraph formula. This formula is a powerful tool to structure your content in a way that's engaging and easy to follow. By connecting each part of your presentation with this formula, you ensure your message is clear, compelling, and memorable. All right, let's take a closer look at this slide. On the one hand, we see initiatives like the sugar tax and the development of cycle paths. These are great examples of government action aimed at promoting healthier lifestyles. The idea is to make healthier choices easier and more accessible for everyone. Now, the overall solution here is to encourage healthier habits through these kinds of policies. But unfortunately, we're facing some challenges. For instance, fitness levels are decreasing, which means fewer people are staying active. At the same time, weight is increasing across many populations. This creates a clear health and fitness crisis, which is the main topic of this slide. It highlights how despite efforts like taxing sugar or building bike lanes, there's still a significant problem with people's health and fitness. So, understanding these dynamics is crucial as we look for effective ways to address the crisis and promote a healthier society. All right, for this slide, we're focusing on a quick 2-sentence introduction. First, I want to emphasize that in some countries, people's average weight is going up, which is a significant health concern. Then, I'll mention that we'll explore the main causes behind this trend and discuss possible solutions to address it. Let's talk about our opinion on animal testing. Many believe that science should focus solely on essential breakthroughs, not vanity projects. Some argue that alternatives now exist, making animal testing unnecessary, and that it's cruel when used for cosmetics. I understand those concerns. However, I disagree with that perspective. Animal testing has saved millions of lives and led to countless medical breakthroughs that benefit us all. It's a complex issue, and while we should always seek alternatives, we can't ignore the significant progress animal testing has contributed to. This debate ties back to our overall theme, balancing scientific progress with ethics. All right, let's take a moment to reflect on some common opinions about animal testing. First, some might say, we should use human volunteers instead. That's an interesting idea, but it raises questions about safety and ethical concerns. Others believe that medical research on rats is a necessary evil, meaning they see it as a compromise, acknowledging the benefits but also the ethical dilemmas involved. And then there are those who think testing makeup on animals is okay if it's safe. This view often focuses on consumer safety, but can overlook animal welfare. Now, I want you to think about these perspectives in relation to the overall theme of our presentation, balancing scientific progress with ethical responsibility. To get your thoughts, we've got this interactive quiz. Are you ready? Do you agree or disagree with these statements? Feel free to reflect on your stance as we discuss further. Let's talk about staying active and how technology influences our daily lives. First, we have sedentary lifestyles, which are quite common nowadays, especially with many of us spending hours sitting at desks or in front of screens. This can lead to health issues if we're not careful. Now, on the flip side, there's also been massive job losses in some sectors, which can be challenging, but also open new opportunities. When we look at the cons, sedentary habits and job disruptions can negatively impact our well-being and economic stability. But there's great potential here too. For instance, technology creates new jobs, especially in the tech industry itself, which can be a real growth driver. It also helps liberate us from chores. Think about how smart appliances and automation make household tasks easier and give us more free time. And importantly, many tech solutions are cost-effective, saving us money in the long run. As we explore the overall theme of technology versus humans, it's clear that while tech offers incredible benefits, we need to stay active and adaptable to maximize these advantages. Balancing these pros and cons is key to thriving in an ever-evolving landscape. All right, let's take a closer look at the drawbacks and benefits of machines doing human jobs. On this slide, we have two main cons to consider. First, there's the issue of job displacement. When machines take over tasks that humans used to do, it can lead to unemployment in some sectors. This is a real concern because it affects people's livelihoods and can create economic challenges. Second, there's the risk of over-reliance on technology. If we depend too much on machines, we might lose some essential skills or become vulnerable if those systems fail. Now, on the flip side, we have two benefits. One big advantage is increased efficiency. Machines can often perform tasks faster and more accurately than humans, which means productivity goes up and costs can go down. The second benefit is safety. Machines can handle dangerous jobs. Think of working with hazardous materials or in extreme environments, keeping human workers out of harm's way. So the question is, do the benefits of machines doing human jobs outweigh the disadvantages? That's something to think about as we continue exploring this topic. Remember, this is all part of understanding how technology impacts society and the workforce. Now, I want you to do a quick brainstorming. Consider your own views and ideas about this balance. So let's talk about education is key. When we focus on practical skills, we're really looking at how education can be the solution to many issues we see in the justice system. The idea here is that providing meaningful education and skills training in prison can help reduce reoffending rates and give inmates a real shot at rebuilding their lives. But the question remains, does prison work? Well, the reality is quite complex. We see high reoffending rates, which suggests that simply incarcerating people without addressing underlying issues isn't enough. Finding jobs after release is also tough. Many ex-offenders struggle to get back on their feet because of their criminal records and lack of skills. In fact, prisons sometimes earn the nickname schools of crime because, without proper education and rehabilitation programs, they can actually become environments where criminal behavior is reinforced rather than changed. So the reality is that if we want to break this cycle, we need to rethink what happens inside prisons. Education should be a central part of that. When we connect these points to the bigger picture, it becomes clear that investing in education and skills training isn't just about helping individuals. It's about making our communities safer and more resilient overall. All right, now it's time to step into the role of the examiner and think about your final thoughts for the conclusion. On this slide, I want you to reflect on the statement. Prisons are an expensive way of making bad people worse. To what extent do you agree with that? Consider the key points we've discussed throughout the presentation. The effectiveness of incarceration, its impact on individuals and society, and the potential alternatives. This is your chance to connect everything together with a clear, well-thought-out opinion. Remember, your final thought should encapsulate your overall stance and provide a compelling closing argument. So, take a moment to formulate your perspective and prepare to share your conclusion confidently. Practice makes perfect, so think it through and be ready to articulate your viewpoint clearly and convincingly. Let's talk about a powerful call to action. This is where you really inspire your reader or listener to take the next step, whether that's reflecting, practicing, or applying what they've learned. A strong call to action makes your message memorable and impactful. Next, vary your vocabulary. Using a diverse range of words not only keeps your writing interesting, but also demonstrates your language proficiency. It shows you can express ideas in multiple ways, which is especially important for achieving a high band score. Use topic sentences to start each paragraph or section. This helps organize your ideas clearly and guides your audience through your argument or story. A good topic sentence acts like a signpost, making your writing more coherent and easier to follow. Writing a plan every time is another key tip. Planning helps you stay focused and ensures your ideas flow logically. It's like creating a roadmap for your essay or speech, which ultimately leads to a more polished and effective piece. And finally, these are top tips for a Band 9. Remember, combining a powerful call to action, varied vocabulary, clear topic sentences, and thorough planning will really elevate your writing. Keep practicing these strategies, and you'll be well on your way to achieving that top score. All right, we're at the final slide, and I want to remind you, you've got this. This is the moment to reflect on what we've learned. First, let's talk about what you should do before you start writing. It's really important to plan your ideas, organize your thoughts, and maybe even jot down some key points. This preparation helps your writing flow smoothly and makes your message clearer. Next, where does your opinion go? Remember, your opinion should be clearly expressed in your paragraph, supported by evidence or examples. It's about making your voice heard while backing it up with facts or reasoning. And how many paragraphs should you use? A good rule of thumb is to keep your writing focused. Usually, 3 paragraphs are enough: an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. This structure keeps your writing organized and easy to follow. Finally, I challenge you to take on the mega quiz. Think of it as a fun way to test your understanding of everything we've covered. So go ahead, review your notes, trust in what you've learned, and remember, you've got this.